I don't think we, as plaintiffs in this case, are taking a position at
Good evening, and welcome to the City Council meeting. It's October 2nd, 2017, and if those of you who are able, if you would mind please standing, Alderman Martin will lead us in a prayer.
Almighty God, we ask upon your blessings for the member of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of our community. Amen.
Mr. Braddock, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if I could just have another indulgence, would you all please stand for a moment of silence for the horrific murders and wounding of innocent people in Las Vegas. Thank you all.
Adoption of minutes, September 5th and 18th, 2017.
Before we start that, Alderwoman Philbrook has an excused absence tonight. So could I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes? Mr. Braddock and Alderwoman Gould, is there any changes, discussion? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
And that's unanimous.
Proclamation, Community Planning Month.
Mr. Braddock, would you please present? Speak into the microphone, Mr. Braddock. There's those at home watching.
Of course. Of course. Thank you. It's always a pleasure when we can have one of our departments in our community shine, and especially in our planning department. And it has changed. A lot of very positive things have happened. One of the big things I see that has happened is there's a more form of communication that goes on, and a lot more customer service, which is there so they can reach out to people that want to invest in our community. And there is a proclamation of which I would like to read. This is a proclamation from the Mayor's Office, Mayor Deborah Henchy. And it goes on to say, whereas change is constant, it affects the cities, towns, suburbs, counties, boroughs, townships, rural areas, and other places. And whereas community planning and plans can help manage this change in a way that provides better choices for how people work, live, and whereas community planning provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningfully involved in making choices that determine the future in their community, and whereas the full benefit of planning requires public officials, citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in planning and plan implementation, and whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month. throughout the United States of America and its territories, and whereas American Planning Association and its professional institute, the American Institute of Certified Planners, endorsed National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight the contributions sound planning and the plan implementation make to the quality of our settlements and our environment. And whereas in 2013, the downtown Norwich, Chelsea Landing areas was recognized as a great American neighborhood by the American Planning Association. Whereas a celebration of National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly commemorate this achievement and participation and dedication of the members of the Commission of the City Plan and the citizen planners who have contributed their time, expertise to the improvement of the city of Norwich. And whereas we recognize the many valuable contributions made by the city planner, the regional planners of the Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments, who have contributed their time and expertise to improvement of the city of Norwich. And whereas we recognize many valuable contributions made by the city planners, the regional planners of Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments, and extend a heartfelt thanks for the continued commitment to public service by these professionals. Now, therefore, I, Alderman H. Tucker Braddock, on behalf of the Norwich City Council and the citizens of the city of Norwich, do hereby proclaim that the month of October 2017 be designated as Community Planning Month in the city of Norwich in conjunction with the celebration of the National Community Planning Month. And this is dated October 2nd, 2017, above my hand. Thank you very much. I present this to you, and hope you find it. Now, with this, we are going to plan on having a plaque made for an area in the downtown. Is that correct?
Yes, so what we'd like to do is...
Into the microphone.
Sure, I'm turning around. So we're going to be ordering a plaque for the downtown Chelsea Landing area, recognizing the 2013 Great American Neighborhood Award. And we'll be placing that somewhere downtown. I will also be doing things from Community Planning Month, Regan and I are going to be going to NFA to speak to some classes there to get young people involved in planning, and I'll be going out to several venues in the community and talking about planning and really getting feedback from the citizens about what they'd like to see done in the community. So it's going to be an exciting month, and you'll see lots of things around about it. So thank you so much. We really look forward to it. And I really thank the Regional Planning Authority for helping us, and the COG. Amanda's just such a valuable asset to the community, and Art, Sharon, and the many boards and commissions, but especially the CCP chairman. Thank you both for all your contributions. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
They're all in blue. They're all in blue. They got the money. Nicely done.
Public hearing number 1, relative to participation in a cost-sharing program with the City of Norwich to construct concrete sidewalks.
I declare this public hearing on said proposed resolution open. I have one sign-up, and that is Maria Joliker, and will you be speaking in favor or opposition?
No, I wasn't going to speak about a resolution. I was going to bring up a comment. Nothing, my own comment
sidewalks?
Sidewalk?
Yeah, that's what this public hearing is about.
Well, yeah, I could my comment could go along with the sidewalk.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Please be sure you state your name and address, speak into the microphone, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
My name is Maria Joliker, 161 Broadway. This is regarding safety, sidewalks. I was hoping that surveillance cameras could be put at the courtyard sidewalk and by the Warregan sidewalk and the Otis Library sidewalks, just for you to think about maybe future plans, because I personally had an incident that happened at the courtyard one October about 5 years ago, and it was dusk, and when nobody's around and somebody's threatening to take your purse, you realize the importance of maybe a witness or something, you know. So I wanted to mention that for the safety of Norwich citizens.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this resolution concerning sidewalks? Yes, ma'am?
Good evening, Sheila Hayes, 288 Central Avenue. I just want to first support the cost sharing, and I want to thank the businesses and the homeowners who, once again, are investing in the city by improving their sidewalks, and the city working as a partner in helping to ensure the safety as people walk into these neighborhoods. Again, I would elicit additional people to hopefully sign up in the future to fix their sidewalks. But again, I just wanted to support the businesses and the individuals who have chosen to participate in the program. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of the resolution for sidewalks? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Hearing none, those wishing to speak opposed? Those wishing to speak opposed? Those wishing to speak opposed? Hearing none, I declare this public hearing closed. Thank you all for your comments.
Number 2, relative to opt-out of the temporary health structures.
May I have a motion and a second to schedule this public hearing, second reading and action on October 16th, 2017 at 7 p.m.? Mr. Martin and Mr. Nash. All those in favor? And that's unanimous.
Number 3, an ordinance to opt out of the provisions of subsection small a of section 8.2 of the Connecticut General Statutes as amended by Public Act 17-155 concerning temporary health structures.
May I have a motion and a second to schedule this public hearing, second reading and action on October 16th, 2017 at 7. Mr. Braddock and Alderwoman Gould, all those in favor? And that's unanimous. And please note, it's 6.
Petitions and communication. Report from the Commission on City Plan pursuant to Section 8-24 of the Connecticut General Statutes, Chapter 15, Section 4 of the Norwich Charter concerning a resolution for temporary health structures, and a report from the Commission on City Plan of the City of Norwich pursuant to Section 8-24 of the Connecticut General Statutes, Chapter 15, Section 4 of the Norwich Charter concerning an ordinance for temporary health structures.
Motion and second to accept these reports, Alderman Braddock and Alderwoman Gould. Those in favor?
Aye.
And that's unanimous.
City Manager's report.
Thank you. This is the City Manager's report for October 2nd, 2017. The mayor and I continue our weekly meetings. I attended the Peace Pole dedication at Brown Park on September 18th. The event was sponsored by the Norwich Rotary. Local dignitaries were present in addition to the mayor and several council members. I held my monthly staff meeting with department heads on September 19th, 2017. There was discussion on the budget, mostly the state budget. Presentations were held for the Norwich Debt Program Municipal Advisory Service. Our previous advisor, William Blair and Company, exited the public finance business in July 2017. 7 proposals were reviewed by staff, and Phoenix Advisors was chosen. Phoenix Advisors is one of the lowest priced proposals and has been the leading advisor in Connecticut in 2014 through 2016. Each bond issue the city does between now and June 30th, 2022 should cost the city approximately $5,000 less in fees than we have been paying for the past few years. My assistant, Jackie Barbarossa, welcomed 3 classes from the Integrated Day Charter School on September 21st. 3 separate tours of the building were given. The students were extremely impressed with council chambers and enjoyed posing for photos in the council seats. I have to admit that they were extremely energetic children. Plans for Light Up City Hall are in the works, and the events will be held on the first Friday, December 1st this year. That is a change of dates from previous years. Staff and I met with Chief Pat Daly regarding capital improvements. Norwich Human Services and Youth and Family Services have completed their move and are up and running. 5 open houses have been held at 80 Broadway, with the last scheduled for October 3rd, that's tomorrow. There have been several inquiries and proposals that are due on October 20th, 2017. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Anyone have any questions? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. John, I've received a couple calls from businesses downtown. Their concern, along with the Light Up City Hall, is the condition of Christmas lights that are on the street poles when they're set up. The concern is that a lot of the light bulbs are in very poor or non-operating condition, and wondering if someone could look at that.
Certainly we'll look at it.
Thank you.
Someone down, yep, Mr. Nash?
Mr. Solomon, first I want to say thank you very much for the moving of Human Services into Broadway. It's been something I've been trying to do for 8 years, and it's nice to see it finally accomplished, and I'm pretty confident that we'll get 80 Broadway up and out of here. The other question I had, sir, was I haven't seen anything in the last couple managers' reports. Are you still having the chiefs' meetings with the fire chiefs?
I've had individual meetings with chiefs, but I haven't had a group meeting in about 6 weeks. We're due for one probably towards the latter part of October.
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
And if you all would indulge just a moment, I would like to call Abby up to let us know about some big happenings with the school. And Abby, she did put it on my desk.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I'll do it anyway. Hello, everyone. Thank you for indulging me. It's always a gift to share positive news about our school district, and so that's why I'm here to do that. It was a big week last week for Norwich Public Schools. We had been nominated as a Blue Ribbon School for Mahan Elementary School, and it is a federal honor that Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos selects who will be chosen. And I am thrilled to say that Mahan Elementary School was chosen as a Blue Ribbon School, specifically for their work to close the achievement gap. So we all gathered in the cafeteria gym at Mahan School last week, and that's where they announced who was selected. We had all the students and the staff, and they would flash your school up if you won. There were over 300 winners in the country, I believe 4 or 5 from Connecticut, but we were one, and the kids went berserk. So it was really great. And obviously, I give so much credit to the staff and families at Mahan School and all of our team for working so hard to achieve this. So I don't remember when Norwich may have had a blue ribbon school in the past, but we do now. So there's a celebration in Washington, D.C., but I do not think anybody will represent Norwich based on, lots of issues. So we won't be going, but we are accepting it with glee. Then also last week, we had applied for, in collaboration with LEARN, our Regional Education Service Center, for another federal grant for magnet schools for our 2 middle schools. So we had a team from our group who worked very hard in an application that went in as part of the application with LEARN for some other schools in the region. And I have to tell you that we received notification that this particular grant called EXPECT for the region, I believe 5 schools, but 2 of whom are ours, will be getting $4 million over the next 5 years to turn around our middle schools. Now, you remember that Teachers Memorial became the 6th grade academy, and Kelly became 7 and 8, based on primarily budgetary reasons. Now we're going to have 2 different themes. The Teachers Memorial will be a global science, a global education magnet school, go back to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And Kelly Middle School will be a STEAM focus, science, technology, education, and the arts, because we have the beautiful auditorium there. At teachers, we're going to do global studies, some work in the community. That made me think of it when you were talking about community planning, civics, that kind of thing. So this is it, the whole grant. I won't read it to you, but it's available. But we are thrilled. The work really starts now. It is to maintain what we do in curriculum, but to sprinkle dosage, they call it, and it's all prescribed on how much we have to input the theme. And we have 2 other successful magnet schools in Norwich, Waquanic and Moriarty. So we're just going to continue that work and make our middle schools something to continue to be very proud of. And students will have a choice on where to go. We'll have to have a lottery and the whole bit. So we're going to start with a lot of public forums, meetings with parents, staff, and start the process. We just had the press conference last Friday. So another great thing for Norwich Public Schools and the city. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby.
Citizen comment on resolutions.
This is your time to discuss with us your thoughts on the resolutions on the agenda. Again, I will ask you to state your name and address and to limit your comments to 3 minutes. And if you are speaking about one of the resolutions because you have business in the city or along those lines, please state that and also your home address. We had someone sign up, Elka. No, Elka? Okay, so then I'll take, anyone would like to speak? Is there anyone who would like to speak on the resolutions at hand? Anyone who'd like to speak on the resolutions at hand? Anyone would like to speak on the resolutions at hand? Hearing none, public hearing is closed.
New business, number 1, relative to an appointment of a regular member to the Community Development Advisory Board.
Is there a motion and a second, please? Alderwoman Gould, Alderman Braddock. Is there any discussion? For the interest of the public, the regular member to the Community Development Advisory Committee is Gemma Fabris, am I saying that right? Fabry? No further discussion, those in favor? It's unanimous.
Number 2, relative to an appointment of a regular member to the Historic District Commission.
Motion and a second, please. Mr. Nash, Mr. Braddock. Is there discussion? Hearing no discussion, the regular member proposed is Regan Minor. Those in favor? And that's unanimous.
Number 3, relative to an appointment of an alternate member to the Historic District Commission.
Motion and a second, please. Alderman Gould, President Pro Tem. Is there discussion? Hearing no discussion, the alternate member to the Historic District Commission is proposed Louise Lee. Those in favor? And that's unanimous.
Number 4, relative to an appointment of regular member to the Norwich Golf Course Authority.
A motion and a second, please. Alderman Braddock, Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? The proposed regular member to Norwich Golf Course Authority is Robert Maloff. And those in favor? And that is unanimous.
Number 5, relative to recommending a ratepayer to serve on the Connecticut Municipal Electric Energy Corporation, CMAQ.
A motion and a second, please. President Pro Tem and Alderman Braddock. Is there discussion? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple quick questions, if I may, to the Corporation Council. Fourth paragraph, where it talks about the person not being employed and so forth. Does that also extend to a family member?
It does not unless the statute expressly provides. Let me take a look at the statute. No, the statute does not deal with family members. It deals with the positions that the individual holds.
And the last paragraph, it also talks about additional terms and conditions that may be established by the council. Boards and commissions require that a person being appointed be a resident of the city of Norwich. Is that such a term that this council could in fact require?
Council could, with the selections that it makes, could effectuate that. But the legislation is silent on it. When it talks about a commercial ratepayer, you can argue that that might not be somebody from Norwich. Whether that's to Norwich's advantage is another question.
Okay. Thank you. Just a brief comment. It is our hope to move this forward, at least my hope, I should say, so that this council can in fact make this appointment. I think waiting until the new council, whoever they may be, I think it's best if it's handled by this board, this body itself. It's just my 2 cents, but should this pass, it would be our intent to schedule interviews as soon as possible and make sure that it's fully posted on the website for people to provide applications. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Yes, sir.
I concur with Alderman Nystrom. We took the heat for this. I feel that we should have the pick, so thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor? That's unanimous. Sir, President Pro Tem, would you take over, please? I'm going to recuse myself from the next resolution as I'm employed by one of them.
Resolution 6, please.
Number 6, relative to participation in a cost-sharing program with the City of Norwich to construct concrete sidewalks.
I entertain a motion to bring it forward. Alderman Martin, is there a second? Alderman Tucker Braddock, is there discussion? Alderman Braddock.
Thank you. I think it's a really excellent program, and it's pretty easy for residents and/or companies to sign up for this kind of a program and improve their businesses, their residents, and make it safer for the people who may be using the sidewalk in front of their premises. It's a very easy approach, and I'm happy that we can extend it out to, I'm sorry, there are only 4 people. Maybe in the future there'll be more people, but it really is truly a good program to improve the sidewalks in our community.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. It's motion 5-0. Thank you.
Number 7, relative to renaming Occompok, the Reverend Samson Occompok.
A motion and a second, please. Alderwoman Gould, Alderman Braddock. Is there discussion? Yes, sir?
I believe Red McKeon brought this forward, and this was
He did.
one of his issues that was very near and dear to him, and I believe that we owe it to him for all his years of service to the city to honor Reverend Samson Ockham with this title of the park. Thank you.
Anyone else? I too would like to say, for probably as long as I've been on the council and mayor, Mr. McKeon has advocated to rename this park. And he felt very strongly about it. He had real dedication. I don't think there's any department in the city of Norwich that Mr. McKeon did not come to and advocate for this renaming. And it really, I wish he could have been here tonight, but what we will do is send him a copy of the resolution and a note that this was accomplished for him. And the dedication that he feels for that village is incredible. And he came in a couple of weeks ago, and we just wanted to do it for him because he's just so sincere and absolutely determined. So here it is. So we will get together with the Public Works to figure out how to put a plaque and things up there. Anyone else? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
And a second, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.